Hello everybody! Welcome back to some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Today, we're heading back into the Grand Prix mode, playing Mirror Mode for the Booster Course Pass DLC courses. And today, we're going to be playing as Inkling Boy, specifically the purple one. So in the last episode, we did not unlock a new kart part, which is unfortunate, and I will be using a different kart, maybe the standard bike, because it also has a similar paint theme as the standard ATV did, but it's a bike. So I'll just use this. Do we have any purple tires, though? Because the purple tire would match well with our kart, our glider, and our character's hair. Seems that we do not, so I'll just go with a pair of black tires. How about these ones? And then we'll stick with the super glider once again. So Inkling Boy, just like Inkling Girl, is a medium weight character. In the last episode, we played the Feather Cup, and we did very well. We got 3 stars, we won every single race, which is nice to see. But today, we're going to be playing the Mirror Mode Cherry Cup. And the Cherry Cup consists of Tour Los Angeles Laps, GBA Sunset Wilds, Wii Koopa Cape, and Tour Vancouver Velocity. Let's begin. So the first course of the Cherry Cup is Tour Los Angeles Laps. And Los Angeles Laps, I believe, is the only city track in the entire game to not be split into 3 laps. It's a section track, kind of like Mount Wario and 3DS Rainbow Road. But on this track, it's just basically one straight line. Even though if you look on the map, you can see that it loops. We're not just doing a giant 3 loops. It would be kind of cool if we did, but it would be really long. And I don't think anyone really wants to play, like, 8 minutes of Los Angeles. I mean, it might be fun, but I don't know very many people that might. So we're gonna go over here and get this item box. I know it's kind of lame to not go off the jumps, but we're just gonna try doing that this time. See if it's faster or slower. I don't know if it is, or if it isn't, we took the half pipe, because why not? I guess it's kind of fun. It's always fun to just sometimes try the half pipes, even if I feel that most of the time they are worse than just regularly driving, unfortunately. But it looks like we hit somebody because Inkling Boy got excited. But anyways, we just gotta maintain our first place. Take a short little stroll through LA. And take a look at some of the famous sights. Like a baseball stadium. Probably baseball's popular in LA, hence why it's here in Los Angeles Laps. Just like how in Vancouver Velocity, we have a hockey stadium. Because obviously, hockey is popular in Canada. And if you didn't know, Vancouver's part of Canada. So we're getting hit by the blue shell. Not a big fan of that. But we'll just have to cope with it. We're gonna get the double item box, just so that I can get to maximum coins and get another item. But once again, 2 bananas, it's strange. Because in the last episode, we had this happen as well, and I don't think I've really seen this happen really ever. But we're going through an oil mine, which I still think is a little bit weird that it's here in LA. It's like, all the beautiful sights you can show in LA, and we see an oil mine. Okay. I don't think that's what tourists do when they head to Los Angeles. Oh, let's go to the beach. Oh, let's go to their oil mines. I don't think it's a very popular tourist attraction. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people really like looking at oil mines, digging up oil. Doesn't seem like the most interesting thing to me, but maybe some people are interested in it. But anyways, we're heading back to the boardwalk, and this is where we're done. So the second course of the Cherry Cup is GBA Sunset Wilds. And this version of the course seems very disappointing to me, because it's missing the key element of the title. Sunset Wilds. You see the sunset, right? So it's missing. Well, the sun doesn't actually set. I find that very disappointing, as I talked about in my regular playthrough when I did this on 150cc. I went through a whole montage showing the sun. That was rude, Link. But I went through a whole montage to show how the sun set in the original version. I drove through lap 1, lap 2, and lap 3, And then once I finished, I showed the sun setting at the end of each lap in the original Super Circuit version. I think it's very disappointing that the Nintendo Switch version can't have the sunset when a game from 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, could have the sunset. The Nintendo Switch is much stronger hardware. It should be able to process the sun setting, but I guess it can't, and I just find that disappointing. What I find even more disappointing is that the tour version of this course, which is the version that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's version is heavily inspired on, also has the sunset. So why doesn't the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version have it? I don't know. It just feels like a silly design choice to me. The course is still definitely fun, I like it. It's just missing some of the original charm that old video games have. And I don't know why this game just doesn't have the sunset. I mean, yeah, maybe they want to keep the course just always in sunset and not have the sunset. They just want it to be only sunset time where the sky's orange instead of the sun setting and turning into night. But personally, I think that's silly. It's also a very short course. And we're already on the final lap. It just took me to complain about how there's no sunset and we're already on the final lap. We've also got a huge lead, so that's nice to see. But there are lots of big shortcuts. And if the computers take those big shortcuts, well, they might catch up. There's also some mushrooms on the ground. I can pick those up. And my coin was stolen. But unfortunately, the mushroom gave me too much speed and launched me into the off-road. So that's a little bit sad. I have to avoid the Shy Guys on their little mining expedition. Maybe they'll find some fossils out here in the desert. But there's the end. We finished Sunset Wilds, which, disappointing, does not have the sunset. Very disappointing, I know. But the next course of the Cherry Cup, Wii Koopa Cape, doesn't fail to deliver. It's a fun course, albeit a little bit easier than the original. It did take out some of the obstacles that the original course had. But it doesn't feel like it's losing its charm like Sunset Wilds did. It's still a fun course. It's enjoyable. It's nice. It looks nice, in my opinion. Some people don't like the way it looks. I personally think it's fine. I don't really mind the kind of cartoony style of the booster course pass. In some ways, I kind of like it. I feel like it fits Mario better. Mario's not really supposed to be a hyper-realistic video game, after all. So personally, I think this is a great course. It's fun, it looks nice, as I said, in my opinion, and it still keeps the original point of the course. It has the rushing water, the jump into the pipe. I think it's great. Granted, the ending is a little bit worse, and I know that lots of people aren't a big fan of it, but personally, I don't mind. I still think it's a great course. But also, some people might still think Sunset Wilds is a great course, even without the sunset. And I would say that I beg to differ, but your opinion is your opinion. And I will not try to persuade you. I just think it's not well designed. But that's just me. Maybe you really like the sun not setting, for whatever reason. Maybe you really like looking at sunsets, and you think Sunset Wilds is pretty. If you think so, well, good for you. More power to you. But anyways, we've got a huge lead. I didn't even notice how big the lead we have is. It's ginormous. And not only that, we have 2 bananas. I don't think we can be stopped even if we get hit by like 3 lightnings and 5 blue shells. Maybe 5 is a bit of an exaggeration, but I think we'll still win. Look at how far ahead we are. Especially since we're heading into the final lap and there appears to be nobody close to me unless I'm being tricked. Unless it's trickery. There's a red shell, but it's fine. I've got protection. I've also got another piece of protection. So I'm perfectly fine. Oh, well, there's the lightning. Unfortunately, we're in the rushing water, which makes us go faster. And we're also going to head over here into the blue pipe boy. There's a double item box. We're getting hit by the blue shell, but honestly, we can just walk it off. We're so far ahead, it really doesn't matter to us. We're fine. Look at how far ahead we are. It's insane. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Let's just throw that back. Oh, that was possibly the worst time ever to throw that back. Oh, Okay, we managed to use the super horn, so we're perfectly safe. And there we go. That's the end of Koopa Cape. So the final course of the Cherry Cup, a course I always love to play, Vancouver Velocity. Albeit there's definitely a lot of bias into me liking this course. But you can't not enjoy a course based off your hometown. It's just so nice to see where I live in a video game. Granted, it's not like my house was put into this video game. If it was, that would be a little bit creepy. But it's close enough. It's the closest we'll get to me being in a video game. So anyways, here we are. We're at the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. It's just such a unique setting for a city track. What other city track do you see us driving on a bridge with anti-gravity in the middle of a beautiful forest? And it's snowing too. That's right, none. Vancouver's just such a unique setting, and I'm glad that it was included, because I feel like Canada always gets overlooked in video games compared to, like, America. So we're gonna take this little shortcut here, because that is there. And it's fun, and I get to show it off, because I have the mushroom. So now we're going under the Vancouver Olympic torch. And we're heading into Stanley Park. Or at least I presume this is Stanley Park. Well, I'm never really sure, but based off of Stanley Park being kind of the famous park in Vancouver, I'm guessing that this is what this is supposed to be. So red shell's coming. Somehow I got hit by that, even though I had 3 bananas circling me. Holy cow, that was an amazing timing throw by Link, I presume. I don't know how that happened, as I had 3 bananas, but they're gonna get hit by the blue shell, so that's Mario Kart for you. Now we're heading into the Rogers Hockey Arena, where they're not playing hockey and they're skating. Ow! But anyways, that's the hockey arena for us, where there's no hockey, which is a bit weird. I didn't notice that actually the last time we're playing. The hockey arena doesn't have them playing hockey, they're figure skating. So I'll throw that back, maybe I'll hit you, throw it back again. I think it worked, I'm not exactly sure. I'll hold that back. And now we're getting into a little bit of a more boring part. Nothing for me to really point out, we're just under a tunnel. And there are some bats, but I'm pretty sure that there are no bats in Vancouver. Unless you're in, like, the really deep forest in some cave, when then you might possibly find some bats. We're heading back into the hockey arena. They have a score, but as you can see, the scoreboard... Uh-oh, I almost went the wrong way. There's no hockey pucks or hockey sticks. Shy Guys figure skating. So maybe it's a figure skating competition. Who knows? I guess it was never explicitly explained that it was a hockey arena. But anyways, there we go. First place on Vancouver Velocity. That's nice to see. So here we go, our overview of the Cherry Cup. It says on Koopa Cape. And I think we did very well. Just like in the last episode, we managed to get 3 stars, which is great. And I had a lot of fun in today's episode. Playing Vancouver is always a great time. Personally, this might be one of my favorite cups, as I feel like there isn't really any bad course in this cup. But anyways, our results for the Cherry Cup was first place on Los Angeles Laps, first place on Sunset Wilds, first place on Koopa Cape, and first place on Vancouver Velocity. So here we go, gold trophy, we love to see it, and we have collected 1,900 coins. A new vehicle customization option has been unlocked. Very exciting, we'll be able to check that out in the next episode. But this is where we're going to wrap it up for today's episode of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.